You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
Every week it's the same drum entry.
It is.
I know.
It's Green Day.
You know what I like about this?
SmackDown. It's a SmackDown
Right.
opening.
You can't beat it.
That's not Green Day, is it?
Yeah, it's Green Day.
I don't like Green
I don't
Day.
know. Well, I have green on. It's Screen Day for me.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get the
Me
memo.
too, yeah.
you know what Bing is for?
Bing is for doing.
Bing is for doing green on Sundays.
Whoa.
That's what we're doing from now on.
And you know what else we're doing?
Winter
It's
time.
Christmas tree green.
doing SmackDown
It's for the
AfterBuzz.
holidays,
Oh, is that why I'm here?
you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Can I introduce everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to meet you, and I'd like to meet to my right flank, to my right flank, I want to say, we have Patricia Summerland, who is Sunny from Glow. She was in Playboy. She's in Girls Gone Wild. No, I'm just kidding about Girls Gone Wild.
Oh,
And now
Boy.
she's working on a new show called La Femme Fatale, which is another female hot chicks in the ring.
that's right.
So she's been honing up her skills. I actually saw her in my ring taking bumps, running ropes, and doing everything that she hasn't done in 97 years.
Wow.
And doing a pretty good job at it. I was very, very
Right.
surprised because the last time she stepped in my ring and went out to get the mail, 45 seconds later, she had it covered. She was done.
this time I took a little bit longer.
Yes, you did. You did. You took a little bit of time.
Yeah, the ropes were good to me.
And then we have the ever famous Ryan Clum back.
Ever famous?
Yeah.
That's what, in my
All
mind.
right. Awesome.
In my world, you are.
Awesome. Legend in your mind, then.
Yes, you are.
Awesome. Thank you.
And today, when my time comes, I'm willing all my wrestling boots and my tights to you.
Oh, thank you.
I am.
Awesome.
Nice.
And
Although
then-
I've worn your wrestling boots before.
You haven't worn.
I've worn your tights.
But you haven't worn my athletic supporter.
No, I have not.
And
but
it's
who
never-
gets the
It's
mask?
never been washed in 30 years. You get the mask. And you get to wear it again like you did the other night with me. And then we have one half of the Ballards.
Yes.
This would be the bottom half, which would be
The one with the nose whistle.
which would be the ass neck of the group.
I'm back. I'm
You're
back.
back. And please, clear your nose so we don't have that
I
whistle.
did. I had a bit of a cold that I caught. I
Yeah.
guess I went outside without my jacket, and I caught a little bit of a cold.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry for you.
I know.
Yeah, a little crustacean up there.
Yeah, that's
you do.
gross.
All right,
It's like Killer and Slapshot.
Whoa! Props to him for that. That was the exact line.
Was that what,
Exact
is that
line
what
from
you're
the movie.
referencing? 'Cause,
Exactly,
that's
yep.
one of my favorite movies
I
ever. I'm
was-
like, that's
I
like
was
Killer
if
referencing
you get that again, like you did today, see if you can shoot it across the room.
I actually
that
already
way.
put it in her
Oh,
cup.
thank you. Little seasoning.
Ew.
You know, I watched SmackDown the other night,
Good going.
and
he's just very happy I got that movie reference.
I'm hearing voices from somewhere else.
No,
That sounded like it came from the other room.
it came from in there.
I know. And I timed the promo. It was another 18 minutes.
It was
Yeah,
longer,
yeah.
wasn't it?
It was 18 and change.
And my roommate said again, she's like, another one of these Miz TV things. When are they going to wrestle?
It was ridiculous.
Now.
He was Miz was trying too hard with the. It was coming off a bit on the flamboyant, borderline
Flamboyant.
gay
I like it. the way
gayness
it is, yeah.
on some of the things he was saying.
Like what, Shannon?
Like when he said something honey, something like that. Do you remember that?
Well, they're making too big of an issue out of a romance that doesn't matter either way.
Yeah.
Right.
Who cares? You go to an indie show and you worry about that guy having an affair with that girl, or well, we worry about.
Hey, you should.
Because you have affairs with your brother, and that's incest.
Oh.
But I mean,
Well, that's how our family
I realize
begot.
that. But who cares if Cena's with AJ? Who really cares?
Yeah, and you
Well,
know,
if you like AJ, like
They're turning it to
somebody,
be like,
I
they're
would
all
care.
gonna, yeah.
you know what
I think
really
that's
bothered
so-
me, I'd say, about this the most is, I went to film school and you have to take screenwriting classes and whatnot, and you learn when you're writing a screenplay and writing a movie that scene to scene, the point of one scene is to take you directly to the next scene to progress the story forward, right?
Right.
This whole 20 minutes didn't progress anything forward. It basically just talked about what happened on Monday. So there was no story progression.
No.
So we had 20 minutes of wasted space where it was basically like running in place. And that's what really bothered me.
It was running in place.
AJ was
Yeah.
looking pretty good though. I gotta
she's
say
always-
that.
Well,
Almost
yeah,
looks
I
good,
mean,
yeah, but-
she is,
Little-
but I mean, the whole thing is like, who cares?
Yeah, let's move the
It's getting
story
a little-
forward.
I have heard
Yeah.
rumors that AJ's starting to let this get to her head a little bit in her personal life.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah. A lot of people get that. Zach Gowen, remember Zach Gowen with the
Yeah.
one leg? It's why they canned him.
Really?
Why?
He got a really bad attitude and thought, well, like the company needs me, and they were like, no, we don't. Need
Wasn't
you.
China,
That was a
China
long
was a
time
bit
ago.
the same way
But-
too.
but-
I mean,
but he
other
fought them. He
situations
took them
as
to
well,
court.
but-
Yeah, he did. I
And
remember.
he lost. You know why? He didn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh.
Do you write these things at home? or
It's
what?
amazing. He's like got them in his pocket to pull out all the time. It's incredible. And they're always new.
Yeah.
It's never he never uses the same one twice.
That was good.
In the land of wheelchairs, one leg is king.
Yeah. Props to both of you. Now you need some props for today.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'll come in there.
She will.
I will.
We got another 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
I'll jump in.
it was
41.
18 minutes and a drag by, and even Spencer, our 12-year-old student, his dad said he's bored by it, doesn't even watch it.
Yeah.
He wants to see the wrestling.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not
Yeah,
good.
and as I
When
said,
that age group
you
starts
know,
getting bored.
my old roommate Fonz came on Raw on Monday and talked about it. That's what he wanted to see, and as
Fonz?
well.
Is that like the Fonzie?
Yes, yeah, that's his name.
Hey, that's cool.
And then my current roommate, who never watched wrestling, watching this and going, "Why aren't they wrestling?" And so those are the people they're going after.
Yeah.
Is the average person, and the average person that I'm sitting and watching, going, "Why aren't they wrestling?" So I think there's a real disconnect right now between the writing staff and the fans.
Do they
I
keep
think it's a big
changing?
problem.
They keep changing writers. Is that the problem, or what?
I think it's too many. When we've had Joe in, he talked about that. There's just too many guys.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, trying to
Yeah,
get their
Joe.
ideas
They
up.
spoil the broth.
I mean, what was it back in the day when it was at the best? It was like Vince and Pat Patterson
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, a couple of them doing it, right?
They
It was
usually
like
had
three or four guys.
They usually had the top heel and top baby
Yeah.
face in the territory, right?
Right, like Dusty and Ric
Yeah.
Flair used to do a lot of the writing. Kevin
Yeah.
Sullivan.
It wasn't even writing. It was
Yeah.
like work the match and the finish.
Right.
But there was no drama of promos of writing that kind of stuff.
They're just doing too much of it now.
And I think
There's
all the
way
writers
too
are
much.
people. Not all of most of them weren't never wrestled, have never been in the ring, and some a
Yeah.
lot of them were fans. But just now, speaking from I've been a fan for 25 years, and I've been wrestling for a year. I couldn't have written a wrestling show 3 years ago. I didn't know what I was talking about. Just because I was a fan, I had no idea.
Right.
And so just to take those people and stick them in there and now have the authority and the power, I think is hurting it.
It is.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
But do you think AJ's in love with John
Which
Cena?
one?
John Cena.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
build-up that is.
Did you notice they're starting to make
Wow.
another triangle
Yeah.
with
Oh,
AJ
yeah.
in there? Like that's I guess maybe like her gimmick.
It's like, which door do I go in?
It
Door
has
number
been her
one,
gimmick.
door number
What's
two.
going on with Vicky? I mean, it looks like they're starting to phase her out a bit.
I
that?
hope so.
Why do you
Can I
say
say that?
Well, just because now like Dolph is starting to talk about AJ and like,
Yeah.
but if I did kiss her, but I didn't. But
Oh,
if
yeah,
I
yeah.
did,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, so maybe they're phasing her out of that.
Yeah, I
little
think they're
triangle.
separating them.
Yeah.
That's why they made her this kind of authority figure on Raw, and if you notice, she's no longer speaking for
Right,
Dolph.
yeah,
he's
he's-
speaking,
right.
and she's kind of the rah behind him
Right.
now.
Which is good, because she was so annoying.
So annoying.
And good
Her
for him
mouth.
because he can talk.
I'm also tired of the suitcase money in the
actually.
bank thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like okay.
That's like his gimmick. I think they're gonna get rid of that.
It's
My
just tiring.
prediction that somebody, I'm not gonna mention any names, but somebody doesn't agree with me on, as I think he's gonna cash in his money in the bank and he's not gonna win the title.
think he's gonna win it.
Prediction right here.
Yeah, because Cena just did that and didn't get it, and he was the first person ever. So I think You never know. Maybe.
When it comes to predictions, so far I'm four predictions right, 0 wrong.
Really, and what were those?
I told you that the last
You got that one.
then-
The he wouldn't cash in.
right. Then I predicted that this week Rick would not wear a Worlds or Gold's Gym shirt.
I have it on. It's inside out.
It says it on the label.
It does.
Does that count?
He's wearing a World's Gym thong.
There's for
Yeah.
two
I
of
actually
them.
have World Gym and Gold's Gym tattooed over each nipple,
But I think he's wearing it backwards.
along with everything else I have on.
Now,
The,
is a Miz face? Is he like full blown face, or is he like he's making the transition there? But like
I think he's transitional right now. I think it's a slow transition, but they're turning him face.
he's more of a likable heel, where he's like some people like him, but most people don't. So to
Yeah.
just turn him face, I don't think
Bit of
it's
a
gonna work.
tweener.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. They need to keep him like.
He's a tweener.
They
All right.
did the same thing with Austin, and that worked because he was such a likable person.
Right.
But the Miz can be kind of annoying, and I know that from long road trips with him and driving.
He's got a face like a heel.
Yeah.
He's got a smirk on his face that you don't like.
Right.
But he's
yeah.
got 2 movies coming out in the next couple months and a book
Wow.
that has been written by Mick Foley, has a children's book he just wrote. It's all A Miserable Christmas. So he's got a lot of big profile stuff coming out. And I know that he's always the guy that's at the Nickelodeon shows. So him being face is good for the company. So
For that.
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
the reason
He's
I
doing
believe
his
they're
thing.
moving him
Absolutely.
up there, because he's very recognizable
Right.
and he's good at that stuff.
How does Ryan know all this?
I don't know. He's always. I love him. He's just a world of info. What about Dwayne? Can I ask that, Ryan? Where's my Rock?
Oh, he will
the
be back
man.
at the Royal Rumble. He is a
We
world,
need him.
Yeah, he is a
I miss
title.
him.
He's wrestling for the title.
Oh, good.
So most likely CM Punk, whoever has the belt.
He's
he will
also
be wrestling.
gigantic right now.
Oh,
my
isn't
God.
he?
Yeah.
He just
Yeah,
did that bodybuilding movie. Yeah, with
Yes.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
He's really
so
big.
sexy.
It's a bodybuilding
Ooh.
movie?
Yeah, there's a bodybuilding movie coming out. With
It's about me. Like it's a.
No, seriously, what's it
You
about?
missed that?
Honestly, I don't know what it's about. I forget the name. Is it
about
Pain and
guys who
Gain
lift
or something
weights.
like that? Yeah, I forget if
Yeah.
it's an era or not.
But they seem to fit. They do a lot of movies. Well, since the what is it? The Fast and Furious stuff.
That's
you
true.
know.
Well, he wasn't in that, Wahlberg.
Well, no, but he was in that sort of like partaking. Didn't they do a movie together?
Mark Wahlberg, isn't he a
but-
member of the Funky Bunch?
yes.
The five,
Marky
yeah.
Mark,
In
isn't
the
it?
Funky Bunch.
Our systems detect that a host has wandered off the subject.
You're gonna
Why
get-
do I always get that?
You're going to get spanked.
Ooh, that's cool. I like that.
Well, speaking
All right,
of
so-
muscles and fun, what
All
was the
right.
deal here when they went back and they fought? It was
Are you
Cena.
talking about Ryback here?
No,
or-
I'm talking about with
Or are we still on the Miz
the Miz
TVs
thing. The Miz thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, did he looked like he really did tweak his knee too?
Yeah. That's,
Oh no,
think
okay,
that was
that was you're talking about from Raw on Monday. No, that was not real. Yeah,
That was not
That
real?
was a work. Yeah.
Well,
About
I know
him
that.
hurting his leg.
I know that.
his
The
knee?
knee, the whole knee twisting thing was actually I guess a work. Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah, it looked excellent. It fooled up. I mean, we were on Monday. We thought it was real. We thought he
Wow.
really had tweaked his knee. So.
Yeah, but how do you know it's a work?
My sources say it's a work. That's what I've read. They could be wrong. I mean, they could be wrong. But
I think he really
supposedly-
did tweak it, but it probably isn't as bad, and they're just using that.
It looked like he tweaked it.
Yeah,
did.
it did, but everything I've seen online, which we know how credible that can be, but everything says that it was part of the storyline.
Okay.
Okay.
Enough said.
Yep.
Let's go to Ryback.
Monster.
Ryback and Darren Young.
Me more.
What'd you think of that match? You see that match?
Oh no, sorry.
It was another Ryback squash.
If you see a
yeah.
Ryback match, you've seen one. You've seen all of them.
I've seen,
Exactly.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
watched his matches.
The guy's awesome.
I like him.
And they just squashed a tag team, a perennial like contender for the title. They just squashed with one
Yeah.
person, and it's like that's where either it's bad writing or just bad storytelling. But I mean, they can't disagree with it. But hey, what's going on over
Yeah,
there?
it's like two-dimensional thinking. They're like, oh well, if we put Ryback with him, it's going to make Ryback look strong, but you don't think about what happens to the other guys.
Right? Yeah, they just.
Yeah,
That's exactly
it's very
right.
nearsighted, a very nearsighted way of thinking.
I'm surprised they would do that.
Yeah, especially
I'm
like
shocked,
because
yeah.
they're getting some popularity with their millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Well, and then what's his partner comes in and he takes the heat.
Yeah, and then he gets shell-shocked immediately.
He wimped out.
Right. Right
Yeah.
away, just jobbed
Even his
out.
dialogue at ringside was like, "Oh, he'll do it, and then, why don't you go? No, I'm not going against him."
Yeah.
He was like pussied out on him.
Yeah, and it felt like it's backwards. It's like backwards now. You know, Ryback was in the title picture. Now he's back to these squash matches, and they just it hurt. I think Darren Young in this.
I think so too.
Yeah.
He lost the
I think it was a
not
bad
just
decision.
Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hurt
And-
the
and Titus as well.
primetime players as a tag team because
Yeah.
you can't job out in a tag team as
No.
if you want to push them as contenders. You can't just job them out
Yes.
to one guy, no matter who it is.
So this is where the writers come in again.
Stick the
They don't know the
Usos
business.
Yeah,
or
they're-
somewhere
yeah.
in there, some other team to take
Yeah, and
that.
you've got two
Three-man
guys.
band. Put the 3-man band in to take that.
There you go.
Yeah, and also the three vigilantes. It's Seth Rollins. Who is Seth Rollins again? That's
Seth Rollins.
Is that Chris Hero?
No, Tyler Black.
Tyler Black. That's right. Yeah, the three vigilantes come out. That was with Ryback, right? Or am I just?
Yeah, but that
that's
wasn't.
right.
They didn't come out on the show at all.
No, that was from Raw.
They attacked Ryback on Raw, but also on the pay-per-view on
Okay.
Survivor Series.
But then you've got, I mean, those three guys and Tyler Black and the other guy, Dean Ambrose is pretty
Dean
big,
Ambrose
but
and
the other guy is pretty small.
something Reigns.
Yeah.
I forget. He's Sika's son.
Yeah, they're not like that big.
Yeah, they
so,
could have brought somebody else in that didn't have something
right.
going for them.
Well, what I'm saying is that you've got like the primetime players, and the other guy is really big. The other guy in the primetime players, not Darren Young, but his
Titus O'Neil.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
he's a really
Titus
big
is
guy.
awesome. I
So,
think he's awesome. Yeah. I
You
like
job
Titus.
those two guys out,
Yeah.
yet Ryback actually gets thrown through a table from That's just
Yeah.
a thing of like, okay, well, you're pushing these vigilante guys, but you just jobbed out your,
Yeah, the guys that you're
future
pushing to
tag
be
team
the title.
title contenders. Not cool.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it made a lot of sense.
Well, the match is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It felt
It is
really
what
like
it
it was
is,
one of those, we need
folks.
two guys. We need people to get beat up by Ryback.
Yeah.
And don't think about the consequences.
Yeah, they got
So-
enough guys there to pull from.
Yeah,
Nope.
exactly.
Okay, so we had Cesaro.
Cesaro and R-Truth, and this is something we've been talking about, me and Ryan Katz on Raw quite a bit the last few weeks, and it's very annoying to me whenever a champion has a non-title match, they lose, and I hate that. It shouldn't you keep your champ strong
All the
even
time.
if they're
Well, I don't
it's
think
almost
R-Truth-
guaranteed every time.
He's not even. I don't think he should even title contention. Our truth. It's like, why they have so many other guys. I think his time is kind of
Dwindling
come
out.
and gone. Yeah.
And they had
Yeah.
just wrestled at Survivor Series, so they just had a he just beat Truth at Survivor Series. Now they have a non-title match on SmackDown, and that he beats it. It's once again weird writing. It doesn't make sense.
No.
No, he's already done it.
No,
No, that doesn't make sense at all.
no.
No, in a wrestling sense, I actually Cesaro is a really, really fantastic wrestler. But
Yes, he is.
I don't know if you
Very
guys noticed this. Rick might have saw this. They were punching each other back and forth, and then they just ended up no-selling those. They wasted probably 6 or 7 punches each to the face,
There was no sell.
and they would neither of them sold it afterwards.
No,
So
no. Of course
wasted punches.
I
Yeah.
hate that. I hate that.
Yeah,
I
that's
did
not
like
good.
Cesaro's little promo that he cut on the way down to the ring about Thanksgiving and people stuffing their faces, and it's another ridiculous U.S. holiday that celebrates gorging yourself and laziness.
That-
And I thought
I-
that was amazing.
I gorged and was lazy that day. So
Me too.
And he called it right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, but I thought a really good heel promo on
Yeah.
the way down.
Yeah.
It fun him being the United States champion. playing
I
on that.
did think that. I mean, the match was it was okay. I mean, nothing wrong with it. But I did think the announcers did a great job of putting the match over and saying there was a chink in the armor of Cesaro and that R-Truth found it. That really got you where, okay, well, then the next one Cesaro is going to come back and win because he's going to fix the mistake that he made last time. It's kind of like, like a football team when they play a team and lose and they get a chance to play them again. They find chinks in their armor and they're able to fix it. So
The announcing's been way better on SmackDown as well too. I think JBL's really breathed a lot of life into that, and it's so much better with him. Josh Matthews doing a good job too.
Yeah, he is.
Replacing Michael Cole. So
Yeah, he is.
I like this combination a lot better.
Yeah, but I did like the way they put that over, where you kind of just you could get into the story a little bit from what the announcers said. At least I could.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Very well done. There.
Done.
And then we had
thank you.
a little
Shannon.
promo with Booker and Sheamus.
Yeah, Booker and Sheamus. Booker says he can't let Sheamus compete tonight for his own good or whatever.
Of course.
But he believes Big Show got himself DQ'd on purpose, and so he made a chairs match for the TLC pay-per-view coming up.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
It's the same thing every week. Booker and
What is
Sheamus.
it? Yeah, and what is it with so many chairs? I mean, what is this?
And here's the
Chairs
thing
and
to
more
me,
chairs and
what is a chairs match? Does that mean I can only use chairs if I bring
Yeah,
a table in, I'm
it's-
DQ'd?
it's also
Does that
getting old.
mean if I use a ladder, I'm disqualified?
Aren't they
Is
having
it-
an entire pay-per-view called TLC?
Yeah.
Now the reason TLC even came about was because the Dudleys used the tables, and then the
Hardys used
were
ladders.
had great ladder matches. I mean, that became their gimmick, and then Edge and Christian were hitting people. They called it the concerto, where they would hit 2 chairs and hit them. And so they decided to put those 3 in a match. They call it a TLC match, and then every indie promoter. From here all the way to South Africa, started doing TLC matches for 0 reason at all, and then so now they're doing an entire pay-per-view based on.
They've done it for
tables.
years.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
what happened to the
There
Great
were
American
2
Bash?
great the first 2 TLC matches were the real TLC
I won't be able to
matches,
see it.
and then-
I'm sorry, I can't see it. I don't get TLC. I have USA. I'm Time Warner, so that's probably why.
And just those 2 in a chairs match, it just doesn't. There's no reason for just because one time he hit him with the chair like 39 times or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously playing off the end of the Survivor Series.
I don't mean to sound negative because I'm really not a negative person, but I'm so tired of Booker.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't like
Me
him.
too.
I'm just tired of this whole kind of general manager style.
I'd rather
that's
just see him wrestle.
Real
Yeah.
overplayed,
Yeah.
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 I'm ready for them to get rid of this kind of general manager authoritative. I mean, Vicky's the supervisor manager, but it's still the same thing.
Him and Benoit had some. Is that going to get bleeped out?
Oh, no, you can say that here.
Oh, they had some great matches. They had a best of 7 series way back in the
Yeah,
day.
I'd like to see him back in the ring. I'd
Yeah.
rather than do what he's doing. I just don't believe anything he's doing.
Yeah.
It's a story and what it is. We've talked about this. It's written for what it is.
Right.
But if it's going to be a story, make it an interesting story.
Yeah.
Can you count suckers?
Yeah.
He needs to go back to that, like the Cyrus of the Warriors. That's what his character came from. was-
Yeah. And one thing we didn't mention at the beginning of the show, did you notice they're doing the more TNA style openings now with the announcer and the last on SmackDown, and they've got the deep voiced announcer talking about it?
I haven't watched
Or did
TNA
you?
in quite some
Okay,
time.
well, that's what TNA does. And I actually had heard that, we've had Joe Schmo talking about how they watch the other shows, and supposedly this was one of those things where they're like, well, we'll do it better than they do.
Well, that
Yeah.
happens with any show.
Yeah.
They call it
Yeah.
reality shows that copy each other.
They've copied a bunch of stuff. WWE's
Do you think WWE is watching NWA Hollywood and stealing from there?
yeah.
Who knows?
They're probably going to
yeah,
hire
you
Dave
never
Marquez to
know.
be the next general
But I
manager.
know I know they watch Ring of Honor. They all get TNA tapes. Who knows? I mean, they could be
Hey,
paying
listen,
attention.
they've all copied us. Glow.
I know.
Okay.
I know guys on NWA Hollywood have gotten tryouts because of NWA Hollywood. So
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the nature of any
so
business.
they're obviously aware of it. So
That's the nature of any business. They all copy.
yeah.
And you got to figure, I mean, look
Yeah.
at CM Punk's entire offense is pretty much Kenta's offense, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Go to sleep and.
Oh, okay. I knew that was.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's another wrestler that pretty much does
Are
all
you
of Kenta's
doodling, Red?
offense as well.
Who?
I can't
That-
remember.
that
his
looks
name.
like the
It's a
Red there.
Japanese guy that's
Or-
on there. You know the Japanese guy?
Expanded
The one
muscles.
Japanese guy that they have that they bring out every once in a while.
Which one?
Oh,
What? Wait a
yeah,
minute.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
got like a
guy.
Oh,
different
Yoshitatsu?
color- Yeah, like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So quickly, just before we move on, just if everyone out there could go to iTunes and rate and comment on us, we would appreciate it. And all the other great shows here at AfterBuzz. It only takes a minute. Please tell a friend. Go on.
Does he have a whistle in his nose?
No, but you got ratings on yours last week. You had a 9 for the whistle.
Did someone rate that?
Someone rated the whistle. They
Wow.
commented. It was a really nice. They
Maybe
said
so that one of the little dwarfs whistle while you work.
it had a very nice pitch to it.
Oh, nice. Nice. That was in the key of E, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And A and B seventh will follow.
That's right. Wow, that's a good
I know the rock chords.
double props.
I know the rock chords.
Double props for.
Del Rio and
the
Sin
Rick.
Cara.
My
Oh,
roommate
I love Del
my
Rio.
roommate calls Sin Cara the stripper now because she thinks he looks like he wears a stripper outfit.
Yeah.
You have a
I have to
female
agree with
roommate?
that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought I told you that. Yeah.
No.
I
Oh.
have a new roommate.
That could be your future girlfriend.
I did
Maybe
like
get her in the ring.
the quebradora,
WB.
which is a lucha move, the quebradora, when they swing them around and they put them on their knee.
Yeah.
I don't know what they call that in American style, but it's called the quebradora.
And they really do good. Yeah, they make that look smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, he can.
Those two.
Sin Cara can move, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
yeah.
amazing. But I love Del Rio.
He's looking really good. I mean, he
exciting.
wrestled Cesaro was it on Monday, who they had a great match. So
match.
he's working with some guys now that can carry him through. I think as well.
Well, Del Rio carried him through.
Really base for him, and I think definitely with I've been saying with Mysterio, he's gotten so much better. I think working
he's
with Rey
great.
Mysterio. So
Well, this match with Del Rio was good.
it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they worked well together.
I like
love-
the finish. I really like the finish. The arm drag from the top into the
Yeah.
cross arm breaker. Very good. Very.
He had a
creative.
couple of sequences like that I hadn't seen that looked pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And I loved when Del Rio was like rubbing his elbow in his back and like had the knee in there, and I liked all that kind
That's
of old
school
stuff. Yeah.
I like that. He does that a lot.
He
does a lot
does.
of
He's
that.
a really good wrestler.
You like
Or
it?
work. Yeah. I like it.
Thank you.
I like him. Yes.
I like him a lot.
Just-
All right, so there was a promo after with Kane and Bryan.
Yeah, a
And-
silly
That was kinda
thing
dumb, yeah.
about, are you upset I didn't take you in for Thanksgiving? And it
Is
was
there really a
tofu
vegan turkey? Is there
I-
such a thing as vegan turkey?
Yeah,
don't
but I
think there
guarantee you
is.
he didn't
What
eat it
is
because
yeah.
I think it's stuffing is actually
Yeah.
vegan turkey, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, but but Daniel Bryan definitely did not eat a soy turkey because he has become allergic to soy, and he is no longer
soy turkey
a vegan. He has an
sounds
allergy
so
now.
Unappealing.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen him interview talking about it. So he's actually not a vegan anymore, even though they're playing that vegan thing up.
So he eats meat.
He eats, I think, a lot of eggs, is what he said. He tries not to eat red meat
that's
and
a-
stuff like that.
We've talked about
That's
this
why.
before with Kane
But he's not
too.
pure vegan.
They completely destroyed Kane's character over the years. Now he's just a normal guy. Talks like a normal. Talks
Yeah.
like he's.
You can make him a monster again, though.
You can, but I don't know. It's silly what they're doing with him. Because there's
Yeah.
even his question: Can I forget what it was for Christmas? Can I do something?
Yeah, it's
Can
gotten
I
a
beat
little
up
bit.
Santa Claus?
It's got,
Come on.
yeah, this was
Well,
a
look
bad
at all the kids. Poor kids are going to think of, what are they supposed to think?
that's
When Santa
me.
doesn't come this year, are they going to think Kane had something to do with it?
Yeah.
This was a written script that you could tell just they were doing word for word almost.
Yeah, they
that
were.
It didn't. Yeah, I don't like that. It doesn't work.
No.
Just silliness.
Hollywood writers putting
Yeah.
words in wrestlers' mouths doesn't work.
No. Well, so much for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go.
It's
And we have a knock
go.
knock joke for you.
so that led to the match though, the Big Show versus Team Hell No in a handicap match.
I don't like handicap matches.
No.
I just never have.
But I thought this kind of worked at least from a storyline.
yeah, they did tell a
ways
story.
with-
The story was good.
Yeah, where Daniel Bryan was in the whole time and wouldn't tag out until he finally had to, and Kane came in, cleaned house, and then Daniel Bryan comes in and tries to steal the glory again.
I have a note down
With
for
Kane
this,
leaving.
that they had some sloppy moves, but I don't remember what the moves were. But some of the things just didn't look right. I don't know what it was. Just looked sloppy. They were missing stuff, and you see that?
I've got it. Sloppy moves.
Sloppy moves. They just were missing the ball on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Did you?
I did.
What?
The sloppiness of the moves. I
It
saw
was. I mean, I was
know,
surprised.
I'm agreeing.
At least
Yeah.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
This
Was
is just
Brian
a pure
getting a little
story
burnout
match.
lately?
I think
Daniel
that
Bryan?
was something they kind of. It looked like they just called the entire thing in the ring, and Daniel Bryan actually likes doing that, but I just think that the clicking part didn't happen.
No. I noticed that. It just
Yeah.
kind of left me cold. Sorry.
Cold turkey.
Yeah.
Cold vegan turkey.
Cold
Gobble,
turkey.
gobble, gobble.
Wait, let me say it again. Cold turkey.
I mean, it may not have been the greatest match, but it did progress at least a story forward, and at least did tell a story with Kane leaving him and Daniel Bryan losing on his own because
Yeah.
he refused his partner. So, I mean, I thought at least there was some interesting story stuff that progressed that storyline forward.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So we're up to Kofi and Damian.
Damien
Ooh,
Sandow.
Kofi.
For-
Yeah.
I thought
For
he was-
and this is a title match, so this was for the Intercontinental Championship
Yeah.
with Wade Barrett on commentary.
Right.
So is he from Jamaica or is he from South Africa or where is he from?
No,
They
New England?
started-
Where's he
okay.
from?
South Central.
Yeah, I mean, he grew up in New
Compton.
England. He grew up in Massachusetts, but he's from.
Yeah.
He was born in South Africa, but when he started doing the thing, they started with a Jamaican gimmick, and it's kind of moved off that. So they did do a Jamaican gimmick in the beginning with him.
Yeah.
He's no longer Jamaican.
We can always change where we're
So
from.
he's coming to our area soon.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Well, he is from South Africa.
Listen,
He was born in South Africa.
I changed my Facebook from Bakersfield to Venice Beach. I don't want people knowing from there. I've changed my location from parts unknown.
I know it.
So as your story continues,
Does your license say parts unknown?
In the land
Still want to go to parts unknown.
of the lost.
but you can even do the same thing, Ryan. Once you change characters from time to time, you don't have to stick from the same point of origin.
Oh yeah, I mean here I always am from Fairfield County, Connecticut. But
Yeah.
if I wrestle on the East Coast, I'd be from Hollywood, California in a heartbeat.
I tell people
I'd
I'm from
switch that up.
West Vagina, and they still don't get it. Anyway, I
Or at
just
least for Helium, then I'd.
yeah, I don't know. The match was just I don't know. It just didn't do much for me. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm on
Those
my-
things happen sometimes.
My estrogen's very high today. I'm not feeling too well, so
It
I'm
must
getting
be
kind
all the turkey sandwiches you've been eating.
of the vegan turkey.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought this was a good match. I think I told you I've been enjoying watching Kofi's comeback. So
Oh, we're talking about
He's just a
Kofi?
really
yeah,
good. Yeah.
the Kofi and Damien Sandow match.
Yeah, I thought it was good. They had a couple good falsies in there. False
They work
finishes.
well together.
Yeah, that was good. The splash is just not where everybody's kicking out of the splash now. Poor Miz actually had to job to the splash.
Oh really?
Remember that?
You're kicking out of all the finishing moves,
Well, yeah.
and I don't get that at all.
Over and over.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
like I think ECW ruined.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't ruin wrestling, but they took it to a place where we had to pull it back from, and like a lot of people actually still like it way out there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're
Way
saying.
out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
far out there.
I mean, and there's
Shannon,
people that have taken it farther out, like PWG
Wow.
and stuff. And
Yeah,
there's
and
people who
Ring of
love
Honor,
that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, but
They like get dropped on their head 90 times and
It's
kick
a
out of
smaller
everything.
audience.
This is not my.
I think that's what happened to
my
me.
thing.
You think? I think that's why.
This is why you
the
are the way you
darn
are.
pile drivers. Yeah.
That's the way you are today.
Gosh. Oh.
That's why you're free fries short.
Oh, no one mentioned that Wade Barrett was at ringside and then
I
cut
mentioned
his
that.
promo right
Yeah.
after the match.
Yeah.
Stood on the chair while he did it.
You wanted,
Craziness.
you wanted attention.
Yeah, sure did. And yeah, so I could feel the energy just cut down right after that match, especially in this room.
yeah.
Because it didn't do anything for me. I mean, I wished I had energy. I was actually kind of falling asleep at that point. It was getting kind of late.
Yeah.
I had my teddy bear and jammies on. So
I don't know what to think about Wade Barrett anyway.
I'm not sure.
I'm just-
Well, we've talked about this
I'm
too.
on the fence with him. Yeah.
I want to see him come out and do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I
I
just
think
say
he's got
that
a lot of potential.
No, you can't.
I
No.
hate tout. Like tout. Like there's nothing but geeks on tout. Like they're like wannabe. I mean, like they're just trying to be a part of the show, which I guess I could see. But it's like they're cutting promos and WWE's airing them, and these guys are like, one clown's like, feed me
Yeah.
more.
Those are the guys that wear lucha masks to shows.
Yeah.
Lucha Libre forever.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, you always have those dudes that wear lucha masks. I'm like, why are you wearing a mask, dude? Like, really? With your replica championship belt and
Because
your mask.
you don't seem to understand. I'm wearing my mask because I have to stop at the bank on the way home and get a withdrawal.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
do you think like Mio Moskris or any like? Do you think maybe even Sin Cara, like when he's out mowing the lawn, he's got his mask on.
Let's
when
hope
he
not.
pulls out his ID, gets
Oh.
pulled over, and he pulls his ID out, he's got the
Right.
mask on. The rest like, wait a minute.
Which
I mean,
one?
not the ref, the police officer's like, it's not the same mask. I'm gonna need to see this mask, and then he pulls the mask out and puts it over the other one. There. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you can go.
That would be pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
Maybe I should try that with my pink and
You
yeah.
still have one on from
Mine's pretty
Halloween,
hot.
maybe?
Mine's pink and
I'm wearing a
specially
mask
made.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shannnon Ballard mask.
Ballard mask.
Yeah, it's a.
The
Okay.
twin mask.
You want to go down to Ziggler and Orton?
Oh yeah, or we can also talk about they did the little Raw thing and talk about CM Punk 1 year as champ, which is a pretty.
Yeah, but that's Raw. This is not. This is.
I know,
Yeah,
but that's still a big deal.
What
Okay.
is,
Got time?
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, let's
Okay,
talk
go.
about CM
And
Punk. I
go.
think that's amazing that someone's held the belt for a year.
Well, didn't what's his
Shannon's had the belt for the year.
I have. I'm
Or the
still,
title, it's
I'm
not a
actually
belt, it's a
still
title.
the there's a tag team in Vancouver, and we actually still have the titles there. We haven't been back there for like 7 years, but we're still the
Wow.
champs. So we're still actually the UPW tag team
Because
champions as well.
there hasn't been any wrestling since.
Yeah. So But what is
Well,
that? Bruno
CM Punk, I think,
Sammartino.
proved himself for that year, though.
Bruno
I
had
think
it
he's really.
for, well, he had like an 8-year run and then like a 4-year run after
See,
that.
look,
Yeah.
no one's ever going to touch that.
That'll
I don't
never
know
happen
why
again.
No.
yeah.
But the fact is, you know, you don't see these years anymore. Once he, I think,
Ratings are down.
in about
Ratings
2
are down with
or-
CM Punk.
yeah, I think he'll probably drop it to The Rock, is my guess.
Well,
Oh, I hope. Yeah, I think
he
Ryan's
is.
right at. Let's hope so.
I think he'll just drop it to the. I think he'll
please.
drop it to The Rock, and they'll lead up. You know, I've heard The Rock may do almost a full schedule leading up to WrestleMania. So
He's on Santa Claus's schedule,
yeah.
working one day out of the year.
If he's working,
He could be my
yeah, I
Santa
know.
Claus.
there's only one thing we're failing to. We shouldn't probably even say on this, but
What's that?
having the title in this business,
Means nothing anymore.
means nothing.
Yeah.
Having the title in UFC, you kick somebody's
Means
ass.
a lot.
Yeah, and I guess it doesn't mean as much as it used to be because back then it was like your champ was the head of your company. Back when Bruno had it and Ric Flair had it, and
Hulk
now
Hogan.
it's
Well, yeah.
and now
Hulk
the
Hogan.
star
Warrior.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan
Having
the
the
star
belt.
doesn't always
Macho
have the belt
Man.
anymore.
No, having
Right.
a belt for the year or for 6 months, whatever, comes right from a pen and a piece of paper. Okay, he loses
Yeah.
the belt tonight.
It's more like a prop now.
It's a prop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no validity to it because you didn't really hurt anybody to get the belt.
Right.
Well, I will
'Cause, I
give it
mean-
to CM Punk as far as like trying to make it mean something. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
he has anything to do with that or like he's working with a writer or something. But
If we
he's
didn't,
trying.
yeah.
if we didn't have the internet, it would mean something.
Yeah.
But
Right.
everybody writes in that he's going to give the belt up. He's going to give this because the writers want him to drop the belt.
Right.
But years ago,
Right.
you didn't know that because you didn't
Right.
have the internet.
Right.
The guy won the belt. Oh my God, he kicked his ass. He got the belt.
But back in the day, also that belt meant more money, and like I know with the NWA championship, you had to put like a bond down on the belt. Like you had to put like 20 grand down on that title that you wouldn't run off with it. I think it's Ric Flair talks about he never got his bond back.
I remember when Kerry Von Erich beat Ric Flair for the belt in Texas. That was a big deal. He lost it like 3 days later, but that was a giant
Yeah.
deal
It's
because it
still
meant
it's,
something.
yeah, it's still done in the office, so as we know.
Yeah.
You know, when you watch UFC, you don't know where it's going to go, and the guy wins the title because he kicked the guy's ass. The guy put
Well,
him out.
yeah, but you can't compare the two. That's straight out
Yeah.
wrestling.
And-
I mean, brawling,
And
fighting.
let's use the UFC as a
Wrestling is
reference.
wrestling.
Anderson Silva has held the UFC title for 7 years.
Sure.
Yeah.
Something like that. No one's been able to touch this.
No.
dude. So I mean, realistically, there's a champ that's held that belt forever. There's other titles that the 205 belt changed hands
There's-
every fight for a
Yeah.
couple
You
years.
just made
but-
you just made my whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know that wrestling's the way it is, but I mean, so if you have it for a year, it's not what you did; it's what the office wanted you to do. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
no disrespect.
But I mean, a champ. Obviously, there's a guy that's legitimately held a title for 7 years. It can happen.
yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
In boxing as well, guys will hold the belts for years and years
Boxing,
and years.
too.
Klitschko's held the
He's-
title forever.
Yeah, those
When-
two are
and
monsters.
When you
those
hold on
brothers.
to the belt for that long, even though you know it can be taken away from you from the office or from anybody with a pen that's working in the office, like you become attached to it, and so you do any. I've known people who've gotten attached to indie belts who didn't want to lose them, so they purposely missed their flight if they were doing another show, or they just didn't show up, or like I've seen that happen.
Oh,
a
I
lot,
understand
yeah.
that. It's a
Wow,
men-
that's
it's-
crazy.
It's a mental thing, though.
Yeah.
That's their
Yeah.
security.
So CM Punk may be
Wow.
attached to that thing, so he might, like, if they say you're gonna lose it, I mean, you never know. He may just say, okay, well, I'm going back to the Indies, so or I'm
Right.
gonna go to
Yeah.
Japan, so I'm gonna take this belt and leave.
That's a good
You never
point.
know.
Yeah.
It's a good point. It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's do.
The main event: Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton.
Ba-da-dum.
Have to flip it over.
And you notice now that they were done with the breast cancer thing. Ziggler's back to wearing pink.
I like pink.
Yeah, but he wasn't wearing his pink stuff for a little bit
That
because
was
of
through October.
yeah. So once
Yeah,
once
breast
now they're
cancer
done with the
month.
breast cancer awareness,
Yeah.
he's back to wearing his pink
I
tights
didn't
again.
notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
I
something-
missed the black and orange in October.
The
They should make-
Halloween.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should switch months so that way it's like you keep the black and the.
Well, this match was exactly what I was saying. They did a suplex off the top rope.
Yeah, they did a lot of old school moves in this match.
Orton does that all the time. He does that
Yeah.
superplex to a kick
Okay.
out, which I know you don't like.
Why would you kick out on something
Yeah.
like that? You know, I mean, that's gonna like break your back. That's
Yeah, it's an intense move now to
Yeah,
to
exactly.
be. Yeah,
It-
I
it's-
agree.
That move is bigger than either of their finishing moves. It's bigger. I mean, it's more impactful than
Than
the
anything.
RKO. It's more impactful than. You got a really good point.
Yeah, and then they kick out. And so what does it mean? It means nothing.
So why are they doing that? Are they just running out of like dramatic moves or what? I don't get that
That's one of Randy
because
Orton's false finish. It's just one of the
It's
things
just-
he uses.
Doesn't make sense.
no.
Yeah, somebody needs to bring that back as a finisher. Like someone needs to
Yeah.
bring a clothesline back as a
Well, let me
finisher.
put it this
Yeah.
way.
Backslide.
Let me put it this way. Okay? Ready?
Yeah.
They kick out of that. However, during the whole show, they have 2 roll-ups as finishes.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
whole
that
different
was
thing.
true.
This
they
match
did.
had a roll up as a finish.
I know.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. So it's right. So the superplex didn't finish him up, but a roll-up did.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you with a cannon, but my fist will knock you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually figured Ziggler would win this as I was watching the match too, because you've noticed Orton controlled most of it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, there wasn't a whole lot of heat on Orton during this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
was
know.
just looking at my notes.
I'm
He
looking
was
at
stuck in no motion.
looking at the surgeon here to dissect this.
No, I did like there were shades of the old Cowboy Bob, who's his father, when he did the slingshot suplex. I didn't know what is going on over there. We need an under table camera over here.
I just had an itch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
I've been actually thinking of adding that in.
They also did the old slingshot up on the ropes when they put their knees under their legs when one's standing and he's got his legs and he shoots him up so his throat hits the.
Yes.
This is called a slingshot,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I like that. I like the old school moves that
There
were
were some
thrown
good
in
ones.
there. Yeah,
I mean, the guys are great.
right.
I just don't like.
Yeah, those two are good.
I just don't like a finishing
good,
move
man.
that doesn't finish it
No,
off.
I agree with you
Just
on
like
that.
yesterday in class when Chris did that and he kept going. It's like, why did you go beyond that?
Yeah, and well, that was also a mistake because they didn't go for a pin after the comeback. So.
Oh wow, how is Chris in his arms? I haven't seen him.
Are you talking about the same
Chris in his arms?
Yes, arms,
I don't
Chris.
know what you're.
long arms.
Oh, it's a different Chris.
Oh, you don't have him anymore.
No, we sent him to the long arm factory.
I don't think I even know.
Yeah,
Yes, you do.
Ledbetter.
You Ledbetter.
Oh, Ledbetter. Yeah, yeah.
His
Gotcha.
potential was there, but he
Topher.
was just dragging his
He
was always
he's still around the scene a bit.
emotional. Oh, okay.
He wrestles up at MPW.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay.
See, that's like
All right.
you see that a lot like on a lot like I'll use PWG or Ring of Honor or any of those. They'll hit like 19 finishing moves and kick out at the very last second, and the crowd's like ooh but then they'll use a roll up as a
And that's
finish.
what's so
a
annoying.
roll up
It's so
holding the ropes. I mean, how is
annoying.
that gonna beat you if dropping them on their head from the top rope?
That's my whole point.
doesn't
Right.
3 minutes
finish them
ago.
up?
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
whole point.
That's what me and my brother used to say is like with ECW, we were like, pretty soon they're gonna have to start really shooting people with guns to beat them because they're able to kick out of everything.
Yeah.
Like pretty soon they'll set people on fire and they'll cover them and yet they'll
well,
kick
we
out.
kind of did that. We had
Yeah.
barbecues in the ring and stuff.
It doesn't make sense. to
Chainsaw
me.
and
Yeah,
spike.
no, it needs to be
few
brought
chainsaws.
backwards.
But the match was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match.
Yeah,
And obviously putting Ziggler forward, he's had some big wins in the last week. He beat Orton here. He's beaten Miz. He's gotten some big wins over big guys. So I think they're pushing him up to catch that Money in the Bank. And Shannon and I disagree. I think he'll win the title.
I don't know. I think he's good. Maybe he will. I mean,
Yeah.
he's good.
I think it's his time. I think they're going to give him a shot.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
What do you
they're all
think?
people-
they're all about ratings and Ziggler's not big enough yet. He will be, but not yet. They're already worried
But at the
about
same
CM Punk.
time, you got to realize it's on SmackDown, and SmackDown's kind of the show that's tucked on Friday nights that they don't pay attention to quite as much as they do Raw. So I know in CM Punk's new documentary, he talked about the Straight Edge Society and how he was able to get away with a lot more on SmackDown without the office realizing it because they're kind of tucked away there. People don't pay attention to SmackDown quite as much.
Well,
We do.
yeah, we do.
We do.
Yeah,
Watch
but
Pay
the
attention to
office
it
SmackDown.
every week.
The office doesn't pay attention to it quite as much.
Be
so.
surprised with all the money they pour out to keep it running.
Somebody isn't, and the writers.
Yeah, and
They
that
need to-
I was talking about this with someone the
little
other
better.
day too. That the business model has changed in WWE, where their money and revenue used to really be through their papers. The shows would be to promote those pay-per-views and people
Right.
paying $40. Their revenue stream is now becoming television. They have 3 hours of Raw. They have Saturday Morning Slam. They just got another hour on Ion with Main Event. They've got 2 hours, so they have all this
Wow.
TV revenue coming in. That's all ads. All these new ads. They've just added another 2.5 hours of TV revenue to their.
What
to
gets
the
bigger
company,
ratings,
so.
SmackDown or TNA?
SmackDown.
What gets better ratings, Main Event or TNA.
I think they're probably pretty close.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty close. Yeah.
Well, the main event.
Ion's network though.
But the main event's new.
Yeah.
And it's a new network, but it is network
5
and not
months.
cable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll jump TNA. They're pushing that main event hard. So
What gets better ratings? SmackDown AfterBuzz or TNA?
TNA, but Raw AfterBuzz probably does pretty
Oh,
close.
why
to
did I
TNA.
know he was going to say that one?
No, for
We
real.
were almost going to do a TNA AfterBuzz, right?
We talked about it. Yeah,
We haven't yet.
Wow.
So it's just.
I would like to at some point because I do watch that show.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, or I try to keep up with it.
I would do it so I could start
'cause-
watching it because I need
Go
to watch
Dixie
more
Carter.
wrestling.
Someone said I look like her, and I was like, really? I don't know.
I could see that.
You look like who?
Yeah.
Dixie Carter.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I've gotten that more than once lately, and I'm
The
like,
actress from the girl
No,
show?
the owner of TNA.
the owner of TNA. Right. Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
He kids. I keep.
Okay, that's our wrap up of that show.
Oh.
I think we
That's it?
destroyed that pretty well.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah, overall, not,
Flush with that.
not the best SmackDown overall, but they're hit and miss. Next week it'll probably be great with a lot of wrestling, and this week, a couple good matches.
Well, there were 6 matches. I just like all of them were kind of. It's the same thing. They were all the same.
Yeah.
And it's because they're all getting trained through the same system, so they're
Same
all
thing.
doing the same style, the same type of matches. So it's like. It's like buying a variety CD of all your favorite heavy metal bands, and it's all
The same song.
all the same. Yeah.
And I think it's time. They're not being given the time to let these things breathe and do they're putting out these little produced segments and what we saw, before the commercial break, and they just jam all that stuff in.
And there's a
now.
lot of commercials
It takes
that-
away from a lot of the time.
I like commercials in the middle of the matches.
Yeah, there is. I
Yeah.
mean, I figured out. I think I figured out what my sleep number was. Then there's
That's
a
why I
new.
love DVR.
yeah.
Just bypass those suckers.
Yeah, no, I did, but there's,
yeah.
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's way too many. But, they will do that because of sponsorship, and we're getting close to Christmas. It's advertising all the goodies in
That's
between.
what pays
and
for it.
that's the way it goes, as we know.
Papa
right.
John's
You're right.
Pizza.
Yep.
Well, okay.
And thank God.
Where can we find
right.
you, Patricia?
Oh, everywhere, right here next to you, for one, wearing green,
At-
outshining me.
At Rick's house?
Maybe if you're lucky. If you've been a good little boy.
I have been.
Santa Claus might bring you a visitor. I don't know. We'll
hope
see.
so.
Yeah. I will be on everywhere. TV, website. I do have Facebook, so you can look me up at patriciasummerland.com, sunnyglow.com, glowsunnygirl.com. Quite a few. Anyway, I'm there. You can find me.
Make sure whatever you bring me for Christmas, you have it wrapped in a box.
And playboy.com. You can purchase one of my Playboy books. They're still there.
Okay. Ryan.
You can find me on Twitter now at Cluminator, or on YouTube at /Ryan Clum. I will also be at Millennium Pro Wrestling next weekend,
right.
teaming with Jacob Trasso and GQ Money against the Barroom Saints.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Cool.
So, and then
I'll
I'll
check that
also
out.
be at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood next Sunday, December 2nd. I will be there. I don't know if I'm wrestling or not, but hopefully at some time
Good.
soon.
Well, I know you will soon.
Soon, yeah, I'm talking to him about it. So at some point I'll get on
Okay.
there.
And Shannon, I don't think we really care where you're from. So let's talk about me now. Shannon, where can we find you by the?
Well, other than my MySpace page.
Yeah.
You
My-
can
oh, my
catch me
MySpace
on
is
my-
at-
You still have a MySpace?
No, they're redoing
really?
MySpace. A new one's coming out.
Oh, they've got it.
they
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
But they're going to compete with Facebook. Of
I'll
course,
be
they're
the
going to
first- I'll be
try.
the first one on there. Yeah, you can see me and my friend Tom on my MySpace page.
Okay.
We also
Yeah,
have a
right?
new VHS tape coming out. It's called The Least Worst of the Ballard Brothers. It's only on VHS.
Okay.
And we may do a beta.
Yeah, do the
on
beta
it.
first.
Actually, we really December 1st we will also be at Millennium Pro Wrestling, the Creep Show, for our second encounter. Actually, the last time we wrestled them twice in one night, once there
Just
and then once in Bakersfield.
creepin'.
So, and then December 14th we will be in Northern California for Big Time Wrestling, and then the band I'm in, Super Kill, is actually going to be playing a live gig. I believe it's December 28th. I will let everyone know. And then in 2013, our 20-year anniversary for my band, which is Synthetic Mary, that I was in for long time, and we are doing a
How
reunion. Well, listen, we're doing our 20-year anniversary
Wow.
show in 2013, so I will keep you posted on that. So I will
Cool.
be a busy man.
Good. I want to see that.
That's
All right. There
Very
you go.
busy.
Now can I talk about me?
Yes.
Marissa, do you have that JPEG to put up there?
Whoa!
It's already up.
Now you can go on
there
my
you are.
website, or you can
Both
go on,
of you.
All right, hold on a second. You go on bodybuilding.com. You'll see my Goals Gym, the original logo with my signature, and the World Gym, original logo with my signature for sale on bodybuilding.com. These are vintage tees.
Oh,
and
you
they're
got
out
the
for sale
Worlds up
now.
on there
I've
now.
got them both on there, Golds and Worlds. It's a Ric Drasin collection series with my signature, and it's one of a kind. It came back from the 70s. We brought it back, so it is available on bodybuilding.com. I want you guys to go out and buy them for Christmas because they're great gifts and they're going to be worth a lot of money one day. You can also catch me on rickdrasin.com and rickscorner.com, where I interview legends from the past of bodybuilding and pro wrestling. I have wrestling videos, I have wrestling books. I got everything in the world up there. But we had a lot of fun show today. We got some pretty good coverage and a lot of stuff discovered about SmackDown that we liked and we didn't like. But that's what opinions are, right? Everybody's
Right.
got one.
Absolutely.
They're like.
and then there
I
what?
won't go there.
Yeah. We have to bleep that one out.
Yeah.
But anyway, stay tuned now for old school wrestling. I got some old matches coming up with Gorilla Monsoon when he was just as named by Gino. Bless you for that nice
Wow.
little sneeze you had.
Salute.
And so we'll have fun on that in old school wrestling. So stay tuned for that. And thank you guys for watching SmackDown After Show. See us next week, next Sunday, again at 3:30, where we'll have all of us sitting here with some horror stories about SmackDown.
We're going to get kicked out of here.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Whoa, everybody got it.
Those are the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.